you archaeologists. I'm the Johnstruct. Welcome to the proximity I'm having. A harvester. Adventure. What a wild ride it's been already. This is quite the game. It has surprised me. I worry that it's peaked. I've literally just started it, and I have no idea how they could possibly top that. I wasn't even going to show you that. I did not realize that you straight up cannot approach him. He says no.
Oh, who goes there?
They tell me my name is Steve.
All right, this section 20.
That may...
Okay, I'm going to skip through
the
the time.
amnesiac, huh?
Who are you?
Colonel Buster Monroe.
These are nuclear missiles?
Goddamn right they are.
Well, I suppose you have, you know.
Safeguards.
Then...
That's right. When I got my lower torso shot off in the war. Those pantywaists in Washington wanted to stick me behind a desk. That's why they gave me this nice cushy job.
I just want to make sure I go through all the dialogue, but I'm gonna have to like do one at a time and save, aren't I? I can't talk about commie bastards. He will kill me.
Why are you asking about the button, son?
I'm just a little nervous about it.
Don't get your panties in a bunch, mister. The button. I keep it on my person all the time. No commie bastard is getting his mitts on this button. No siree, Bob. Doesn't that make you feel better? Harvest is a fine town, steeped in traditional American values.
Where's my phone?
But that lodge, well, it makes me suspicious, don't mind saying it. They've got their fingers into everything around here. Like a certain red commie bastard menace which shall be nameless.
So, Colonel, I've decided to join the lodge.
That might work out for the best, mister. I think you should join the lodge, infiltrate it, and report back on any Red sympathizers. Your report could affect my decision on what I've got to do. Remember, duck and cover.
Cover and duck. Right.
Halt!
It's just me.
What do you want? Did the llamas send you?
No, the llamas, they fear me.
That's good. Someone has to keep them in check. I'm glad you stopped by again. I want you to infiltrate those firemen, mister. There's a lot of art going on over there. I want to make sure they haven't turned into commie bastards. You got that? And don't come back unless you've got information for me.
I will say you should have checked to see if I watched that first. But yes, that's certainly a choice, isn't it? So, I won't lie, I've not watched any like proper WWE outside of like specific matches. I'm told the Jey Uso's super popular, but yeah, his match at WrestleMania was rubbish. I probably would have been happier with John Cena. And yeah, I won't lie, I was surprised because I was like, oh, they're doing John Cena versus Gunther. That makes sense. And then no. I mean, a part of me, I'd fucking have bloody Chad win Royal Rumble if it was up to me. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know if I should be picking who wins the Royal Rumble. But that dude picked up fucking a guy 7 times his size. That was awesome as fuck. All of Chad's matches are great. Jey Uso only has like 3 moves. He's great in tag team, where you have lots of things going on at once. But surprise, it wasn't predictable.
You say before you came to Harvest, your lower torso was shot off in the war?
That's right. I was behind enemy line. I didn't see the Jerry taking. I can still.
So I have heard all this before. Emotional instability.
Of course, they wouldn't have given you the, button if you were really, say, emotionally unstable?
Of course not. I was given a full exam by my captors in the concentration camp when I was captured during my second penetration behind enemy lines. A year after I lost my lower torso. It was quite thorough.
What did it say?
I don't know. I can't read German. Okay, yeah, you can't get shot in 2 equal but separate portions without feeling a little down. Who wouldn't? That doesn't mean I'm unbalanced. A little lighter maybe, but my balance is fine. Still, is it abnormal to harbor doubts late at night when your boots in the corner mock you? Is it sick to want to poke them in their eyelets and rip out their laughing tongues? Then you feel bad, and you invite them under the covers with you, but will they come? Oh no! Spit and polish, tromp, 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 a long, long way to Tipperary, especially when you're waddling on your hands. Get some gloves, they say, in their high-pitched little voices, and snicker in the bootlocker, talking to my jockstrap behind my back. They all deserve a good nuclear holocaust.
It's a safe game again.
Remember, Bolt, it's just... What do you want?
Yes, of course they did.
I knew it. They won't leave me alone. Them and the kookaburras. 9! 9!
Okay, I knew that was going to happen. I just wanted a little nuclear holocaust as a treat. Just a little one.
Bolt, who goes there?
Apparently he's really...
Just me, Steve.
What do you want? That's good. I remember.
Ooh, hang on. Pink as Moscow sunset.
That's what I thought. The kookaburras told me, but I wouldn't listen. They lie so much. But now my crust is golden brown. Can't you hear the timer ding?
You know what? I shouldn't purposely set him off. It's not good for him.
Bolt, who goes there?
It's just me.
What do you want? That's good. I remember.
No need for concern, Colonel. They're not commies.
Thank God for that. Your next assignment is to infiltrate the lodge before it's too late. Get it at all costs, mister. Or God help us all.
Okay, Alien. Oh, hang on. Aliens?
Aside from your commie bastard, your alien from another planet is the greatest threat to our democratic way of life. Did you know that 90% of sightings occur within the area of military installations? Hell, I shoot at them whenever I see their ships fly over. But my bullets ping harmlessly off of their hulls. I suspect those things operate out of the lodge, but just try to convince anyone in Harvest of that. I tell you, son, a nuclear holocaust would be preferable to a takeover by big-headed aliens from Pluto. Lucky for us, I'll be making that call when the time comes.
I did intestines already, didn't I?
The funny thing about it is, you wouldn't think so, but you've got about 3 miles of intestines in your body, all curled up. Now that came in handy as I gauged my progress. While I crawled from Germany to England, my intestines would unravel, such that every 3 miles I'd have to roll them back up and stuff them back in. It became my benchmark, what I lived for. Every time I stuffed my intestines back in, I knew I was 3 miles closer to freedom. And this way, insanity.
Sorry, I just clonked something.
That's what I told those idiots in Washington. But did they listen? No. Some weak sister shrink said I was too emotionally unstable to kill Koreans. So they transferred me to this boring stockpile of armed nuclear warheads. And to top it off, those pansy firemen won't let me join the Harvest Volunteer Fire Department. Oh, it makes you wonder, what's the point of going on?
Bye.
Remember, duck and cover.
We're not going to go to the lodge just yet. Go to the meat plant first. We'll do the lodge last. Seems important. Red brick building with a horrible stench coming from within. Oh, it's his job, isn't it? Whatever's in these barrels smells extremely bad. There's so many. Are these cats? This used to be a kitty cat. Oh, this is the fucking worst place.
Steve, how's your father? Is he better?
About the same, I guess.
He's been away from work for weeks, and when I call your house, your mother won't let me talk to him.
I haven't seen him either.
This is a fine kettle of fish, I must say. Though I am glad to see you taking an interest in the business in your dad's absence.
Who are you?
Aw, Steve, I didn't want to believe that amnesia hokum. Now you're saying you don't remember your pal Pat O'Reilly?
Right. Gotta take pictures of these because they disappear.
You may come to realize that this business is not for everybody. Just ask your poor, ill dad. It takes dedication and a strong stomach. A lot of times, when I'm finished scrubbing up and digging the bits of intestine out from my fingernails, I must confess I don't have much appetite for red meat. But red meat is one of the principal food groups, and you've got to have it. So when you can do this all day and help yourself to a juicy red steak afterwards, then by golly, you can call yourself a butcher. Of course, amnesia would certainly help that, wouldn't it?
Come to think of it, I don't see any cattle around here. Where do you keep the animals?
Does it matter? The end product is all the customer cares about, Steve. And we only carry the finest meat. Only the juiciest cuts.
Gross.
Once you take over the business, you'll realize the importance of maintaining quality while cutting costs. We know what we're doing here, Steve. If we didn't, would the lodge use us to cater their affairs?
I'm sure it's good. Could I have some meat to take home?
Your father's very particular about the profit, Steve. No freebies for anyone. But seeing how you're his son, if you'll bring written permission from your father, I'll give you the meat.
Okay. Cutting costs is new, isn't it?
There are certain tricks of the trade, Steve. Once your dad gets better and you start working in here cutting up the meat, you'll be privy to them. There's always cheaper, better ways to do things, if you're creative.
That's illness.
What exactly is wrong with your dad?
I don't know.
I wouldn't worry about it too much, Steve. You should be thinking about running the family business one day. That, and getting into the lodge. You may come to realize that this business is not for everybody, just and a strong. A lot of times when I must, but red meat is, then by course amnesia.
Cats.
What's with all the cats? This a slaughterhouse or a kennel?
Oh, them? They eat the scraps, that's all.
Yeah, but look at... Isn't there some kind of health department that keeps tabs on these things?
Are you going to work at the health department, Steve? Or here?
You seem defensive. I wonder why.
Maybe I get sick of do-gooder busybodies sucking around here all the time. A man's up to his elbows in guts all day, every day. What more do they want from him?
Amnesia.
Look, I'm not kidding about the amnesia. Why won't anyone believe me?
Well, you always were such a kidder, Steve.
I sure as hell don't feel like a kidder now.
Okay, sorry. My phone was saying something weird then.
Don't be such a stranger, Steve. And my best to your dad.
Oh, I don't like this place. Let's never return. Looks like the big sale will be held here.
Steve, good of you to drop by, big guy. Haven't seen you since graduation. A lot of changes, I hear.
You could say that.
Good, good. That's a nice part of my job. Turning fine young men and women out into the world, and then watching them prosper. Of course, I was able to reach more people at the old Sentinel, God bless her. But then again, I never got to see the results of my work up close before.
Who are you?
You know very well I'm Mr. Harold, principal of Gein Memorial. Steve, I've heard about this amnesia nonsense.
Is in Ed
I
Gein.
had hoped you'd be in the lodge by now, fine young fellow like yourself. But now, I think maybe you need a little more quality time.
Well, I guess this game isn't subtle about anything. So we'll go down the list.
Boy, I sure miss the old newspaper. The sheriff never did investigate that fire properly. Call it a newspaper man's instinct. Though I can't imagine why Sheriff Dwayne would cover up anything. I mean, the only ones who stood to profit from the newspaper going out of business was the owner of the TV station, and Mr. McKnight had an airtight alibi. Still, if not for the fire, I never would have wound up as principal of Gein Memorial.
Gein Memorial.
Gein Memorial. Sounds like a cemetery or a hospital, not a school.
This institution was named for a great man, whose first name escapes me. He epitomized the great potential within us all, big guy. I hear there's an honorary plaque commemorating him within the lodge.
Big guy. Lodge. Lodge.
Big guy, barring some quality time, the greatest gift I can bestow upon you as your former principal is a word of advice. Join the Order of the Harvest Moon at any cost. Within the lodge lies your future, and without dust.
Big guy.
Why do you keep calling me big guy?
A sign of respect, lad. As principal, my station is higher than yours now, but you never know what the future holds, so you should always hedge your bets and pay tribute to your inferiors. You never know who will come to power, or who, even now, wields it behind the scenes. For all I know, you might already be a member of the Order, with access to the lodge. If that were the case, you'd be my superior, and I'd be all that much better off having shown you respect and spent some quality time with you.
Quality time.
What do you mean, quality time?
Some, like Miss Whaley, favor stern discipline, corporal punishment, as a means of socialization. Myself, I temper discipline with love.
Oh, I don't like this.
Quality time can be such a warm, sharing experience. After just a few sessions, you'd stop this amnesia nonsense and become a productive member of society and a fit candidate for the lodge.
Did we say amnesia?
You turned out pretty good, except for that amnesia nonsense.
It's not nonsense.
Well, you always were a kidder, Steve. Maybe you need a little straightening out.
Hello, Biru.
Oh, the things I could do to you.
Little
You'd be
snail.
a much finer young man with just a little
Yeah,
quality time.
no, not keen on that phrase. Hang on, I've got to turn my phone back on. Did we say lodge already? I think we did, but no harm in checking.
Big guy, boy.
Yeah, okay. Principal.
Surely mine is the most important position in Harvest. The ability to mold young minds. That's power. You might think Sheriff Dwayne's the most important man here, big guy. But he only deals with my failures. When I do my job right, the sheriff never sees a thing. Drop in again soon. Adult education is a wonderful thing, as is adult quality time.
Oh, it's locked. Been confirmed it doesn't work. Even the paper cutouts look stunned and zombified. No, I don't want to leave. I mean, I do want to leave, but you know what I mean. The children look stunned and zombified. I should have read that one first. Why does the alphabet just end at J?
My goodness, class, this is Stephen. He used to be a student here at Gein Memorial. Say hello, class. They're reticent. The educator's greatest problem today is the apathy of the students.
What's wrong with their heads?
I can tell you in one word, Stephen, discipline. Thank goodness you weren't a sulky bear. You were always a smiley bear.
Then you remember me?
Not as such. So many pupils, Stephen. They come and they go. But I can always spot those who were nice boys. You can tell from the forehead. The lobes, right, class? I'm glad you stopped by, Stephen. Would you care to say a few words to the class about civic responsibility?
So, I'll speak in a second.
Not really. I was just passing through.
Oh, but you must, Stephen. A positive role model might be just the thing to inspire these little monsters. Stephen, have you any questions for me? Or shall I continue with class?
So, I'm reminded of when I, a few things, right? There's sort of specifically 90s satire, well, because it's a 90s game, of like 50s America. So, Twin Peaks, the Black Hole Sun video, which I've referenced in the title, which I think is 2000s, but like that's a reference to older stuff. And I guess more specifically the what is it called? I mentioned it before. Not body snatchers. Brain. I've forgotten the word. The Stepford Wives. But like, they've done a very good at sort of nailing that with like what feels like not loads of money. Actually, I guess Harvester might have cost quite a lot to make with all this F&V stuff. It presumably would have been at the height when they didn't realise that wasn't going to be a profitable genre. Yes, I do.
Ask away then.
Okay. I'm just going to take a photograph of the questions so I don't miss any. Harvest.
Can you tell me anything about Harvest?
Harvest was founded by the Order of the Harvest Moon about 100 years ago.
For what purpose?
Why, I'm sure you'd have to ask them. You'll find the members of the Order at the lodge.
The lodge.
This lodge. What do you know about it?
The building itself, like Harvest, was constructed with a specific purpose in mind. That noble intent is known only to those within the Order. You're at about the right age to join them, Stephen, and you will do so if you care about your future. We don't practice corporal punishment here. I've never believed in that old adage, spare the rod and spoil the child. A rod is too thin, but a baseball bat? That bridges the generation gap quite nicely. Oh dear, Colonel Monroe is conducting another air raid drill. Everyone into the hallway, quick!
If an A-bomb hits, what good is it gonna do to duck and cover?
My stars, that was exciting.
Yes, it is a mouth. I will say,
Stop by anytime.
have you seen the military guy yet? Cause that's done a very good job of like setting. What was I gonna say? I'm gonna save my game quickly. So when I started this game, I thought it was going to be like Phantasmagoria 1 or like, I don't know, Seventh Guest or something. I had something in mind for point and click horror. I wasn't sure it was, I didn't realise it was going to go quite like that outrageous. And the point at which I realised the exact tone the game goes for. How do I get out? I want to leave school, please. So this, I'll just load my game. I'll figure out how to get out of this scene in a second. Is this guy. I didn't quite know what I was in for. Is this guy here?
Halt! Who goes there?
It's just me, Steve.
What do you want? Did the llamas send you?
No, okay. What? No, of course the llamas did not send me. Yes, no, the llamas did send me.
I knew it. They won't leave me alone. Them and the kookaburras. 9!
This might be my favourite game over screen in any game I've ever seen. So there's a few, like, yeah, if you start talking about the commies, he will do that. So that's why I have so many saves. Because I suddenly realized, oh, you can die in this. But I fear the game has peaked. I don't think as wacky as the clobbering the kid with the baseball bat was. I think I can't imagine them ever topping the Holocaust. Silver Tucker with the yellow interior. I guess the whole point is, like, Fallout uses 50s America imagery as well, right? Because it's all about, like, repression. So it's really good for doing satire with, because there's always this sort of, everyone's putting on airs and there's the seedy underbelly. And this has just gone very 90s extreme with it. Too busy drinking and smoking, they ignore you. Fairly primitive form of mind control. Either the show isn't compelling or no one wanted to be taken out by friendly fire. Horny western backdrop, complete with cardboard TP. Odd, no one is operating the cameras.
Stay tuned, buckaroos. There's more to come on Range Riders Cowboy Roundup. So don't go away. And what's your name, hombre?
Steve.
Steve's a swell name. My dog's name is Steve. Would you like my autograph, Steve?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's like all this is completely, because from the UK, all the imagery is like nothing like I've actually seen, apart from on TV. Don't think I actually just. Yeah, I want the autograph, please.
Here you go, then.
TV violence.
Violence? What about it?
Children watch a show. Don't you think the violence is bad for them?
Violence is as American as apple pie and low SAT scores. Where would we be right now if the Cowboys hadn't gone out west and butchered innocent people to steal their land? Answer me that, Mr. Know-It-All.
But what about studies that have shown that children become more violent when watching violence?
Buckaroo, I rip the guts out of godless heathen Injuns. Most kids don't see godless heathen Injuns on a regular basis, and if they do, they better either get their eyes checked or do like old Range Rider and shoot the bejesus out of them. Lest they want to go untreated for psychotic hallucinations, or wind up with their scalps hanging from a buckskin belt. Oh, shit! Ow! Shit on a stickaroo! The parents that are griping about violence on TV are the same parents that go outside in the morning to fetch their papers, secure in the knowledge that they won't get an arrow through the noodle because the violence they hate so much done cleared the engines out of the neighborhood.
Yeah, civilization has benefited from violence. But should violence be treated as entertainment?
Check my rating, son. Violence is entertainment. I just put it on
Yeah.
there. If some kid watches, that says something about the kid, not me. Now, excuse me, we're going back on the air.
So, I am used to. So, there's a game in the 90s called Constructor, and it's British satire. And the thing about it is, I don't think it's aged very well because it's all kind of like a sort of vaguely offensive stereotypes of different. It's all about being a landlord, and so like everyone who goes in your buildings is all kind of stereotypes. And it's very British, and it's very there's a comic, an adult comic that you could buy in the UK called Viz, and it reminds me of that. And so it's always a worry when playing these old games where you'll just get something out of left field. Especially with this, which is trying to be as broad as possible. So far, it seems fine. I mean, it's so goddamn out there. But it's clearly got a target. And it's like, I would call conservative values. Although, the violence on TV... oh no, because it's Ronald Reagan, I forget. I guess the point I'm making is... usually these sorts of things, they aim broadly because they're not like squarely targeting somebody. It's somebody trying to be funny, right? I'm trying to think of in the 90s, of course. But yeah, I do worry if that's important. I'm going to be annoyed. No, it's just not. It does make me wonder what I'm missing. Oh, yeah. Let's go to Edna's Diner. It's you know, you can view something in the context of when it came out. Like, I know there's Tom and Jerry cartoons, which I don't think they show anymore. Oh yeah, look, I found the I found my background. I don't actually know. The game drop. You've got amnesia and you're in a town. They have not told me what I'm actually trying to achieve. It might be worth me reading a manual, which presumably comes with it. I've got this from Steam. I got it for like £1. It was cheap. 1955 frag 100 with real leather seat. Even from the ground, you can hear the sonorous buzz of the neon. Examine the grease fryer. Grease fryer is off.
Hi, what's your name?
It's Karen.
Karen,
What are you doing?
playing. My mom is working, so I gotta stay out of her hair. Wanna play?
Not
Not
particularly,
now, maybe
no.
Later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Oh, Steve, what are you doing sneaking up on me like that? God, for a second I thought you were Mr. Johnson. What would you like to order?
How you know me?
Sure. And my name's Edna Fitzpatrick. I'm not the one with amnesia.
Then you believe me.
Well, you always were a kidder, Steve.
I guess I've changed. I'm not kidding.
Now, Steve, faking amnesia won't help anything. If you don't want to marry Stephanie, then don't. But don't play sick, for heaven's sake. I'd expect that from Karen, not an 18-year-old.
Okay, hang on. Probably fine with this few questions, but pays to be thorough. Possibly. I don't actually know. I don't know if I've moved anything forwards.
You've met Karen, my 8-year-old. Other than the diner, she's all I have.
Well, don't send her to that school, whatever you do.
There isn't a nicer girl in Harvest than Stephanie, Steve. You should be grateful that she's promised you her hand.
I don't remember that happening, Edna.
Honestly, you men are so childish.
My cup of tea.
I don't
Oh,
know
it's
what
cold.
it is about marriage that turns even the bravest man into a coward. I was going to marry Karen's father when he just up and ran out on me one night. I heard that he joined the lodge, but if he did, I never saw him come out again. Even Sheriff Dwayne wasn't able to find out what happened to him.
It does seem like I'm trying to join the lodge, though. There is a couple of threads. So if you go to... Hang on, I'll talk about this on the map.
Mr. Johnson has a liking for me. I'd call it a crush, but that's too innocent a word. He's a bitter man with too much time on his hands. He's never gotten over being rejected by the lodge, and there's something unwholesome in the way he looks at me. I'm always glad when the sheriff comes in every day at noon. Sheriff Dwayne is such a dear man. And I don't just say that because he's my most regular customer. Every single day, rain or shine, he comes in here at noon for lunch. Sits in the same spot, too. That's at least an hour every day when I can be sure Mr. Johnson won't show up. You know, it's funny. Dwayne never comes in here with...
That's not how you spell
deputy
Dwayne.
Lewis, but he frequently dines with Mr. McKnight. You know, the owner of the TV station. Sometimes he comes in with Postmaster Boyle, but somehow I don't think they're friends.
I've got somewhere to write it down, potentially, yes, but right now I'm just getting all the information from the conversations. I don't know if you pick items up. Oh, yeah, you do. I've got an inventory, actually. I give somebody a newspaper, but I haven't actually picked up anything yet. These are all new, aren't they? TV station and Boyle.
Though I see them together a lot, Boyle and the sheriff never act very friendly towards each other. Almost like there's some kind of bond between them besides friendship, though what it might be I can't imagine. Maybe Sheriff Dwayne resents the fact that he's never been able to get into the lodge. Though that's not Boyle's fault. He just hands out the applications. He doesn't decide who gets
Is he
admitted.
called Dwayne?
Mr. McKnight owns the TV station WHAR. He seems to get along with Sheriff Dwayne better than Boyle does. Better than just about anyone, to tell the truth. I don't see the connection between them, but I'll bet you dollars to donuts that it's there anyhow.
Yes, actually, you do have to remember. You do have to remember the conversational things. You won't see them again otherwise. I don't know if they cross-pollinate. If you type in something like cats, which was a thing I said to somebody else,
Sorry, I missed that. Too noisy in here.
they'll just give you a generic response.
Stop by anytime, Steve.
Okay. So, what have I got so far? Everyone's telling me to go to the lodge. This guy specifically wants me to investigate the lodge. To get to the lodge, I can get a letter from the post office, but there's only like one, and he won't give it to me. I might double check that one. There is a stealable thing in the barber shop. That's basically it. Let's remind myself.
Sorry, son, no time to talk. Neither rain nor sleet nor snow nor hell shall keep the mail from its appointed rounds.
Presumably everyone will say something about the lodge.
I certainly don't wish to discourage you from joining, young man. That's just what you should be striving for. But I can't break the rules for you. You keep trying. You'll get in eventually. Next time you post, don't forget the zip code.
Wow. This, yeah. Oh, I need a screwdriver. Yeah, with straight slot screws. Because I think it will cause an alarm system to go off. I don't really want the tube. I Don't know why I'd want that, but if there's action I can take, I will take it. It's presumably going to help me with something. Go to the police station. The cop ignores you, too busy writing a bug report. Stars and stripes forever. The pot hisses at you from its perch. I should remember to occasionally right-click on things. Labeled unsolved arson, and it's full. Oh yeah, I forget. I have a punch button. I can't punch anyone.
Hey, can I help you, kiddo?
Are you the sheriff?
Nope, I'm Deputy Loomis. Don't you remember?
No, I don't.
Well, you always were a kidder, Steve. Anything I can help you with? Help yourself. Speaking of which, you're real lucky to be marrying Stephanie. She don't look like a good woman. I just hope she don't turn out like Mrs. Loomis, or mercy forbid Mrs. Phelps. Good women can be awful hard on a man's needs, don't you know?
Oh. Loomis is character from the psychiatrist from what's it called? Stab.
Oh gosh darn, she's purty. Kinda like a gal I seen on some of them French postcards they used to make. Used to be, I'd take them things, go back into jail if nobody was there and kind of look them over one-handed, fold some towels. That was before Mrs. Loomis.
Yes.
Of course, I don't necessarily mean French postcards. That's just what we called them in my day. Any kind of girly picture book, the kind men like, would be just dandy. I'd be right grateful, kiddo, if you were to bring me one.
Okay, I should actually start writing this stuff down. He wants some French postcards, if you know what I mean. Miss Loomis.
Oh gosh, I wish I had some of them girly pictures, but Mrs. Loomis won't let me keep them in the house. I still remember the time she caught me holding some of them pictures up with one hand. She took the broom to me. I howled like a hound dog, the broom going up and down, flashing straw and blood and straw, and I drooped. I was crying so bad, and it was so hard I had to crawl under the porch naked with all the black winter spiders, and I got bit something fierce, little fangs digging into my bare behind all over. I ask you, is that any way to treat a man? And Mrs. Phelps and the sheriff don't make it no easier neither.
I don't feel like any crimes are getting solved anytime soon. Sheriff Dwayne's a new one.
If Sheriff Dwayne had a little kindness, he let me get around the little lady by letting me keep some of them picture books here, even if Mrs. Phelps had let me buy one. But see, he won't let me keep none here neither. He don't like me getting the jail mattress all marked up, don't you know?
Honestly, that kind of seems quite reasonable.
Sometimes a man can be good with a gun
Jesus.
and a knife, but even so, one-handed and all, he can get a little off in his aim. Ain't no shame in it. That's why the good Lord made evaporation and such. But the sheriff, he don't like it, and don't pay no mind to a man's needs no more than Mrs. Loomis. Bless her. Why, you sure ought to appreciate what a man's got to do sometimes in a parked car, or a waist-high knothole in a tree, or jail cell at noon. Matter of fact, Mrs. Phelps got no reason not to sell you some of them French postcard girly picture books. If you can get any, it's see clear to part with them. Bring them round when the sheriff's at lunch, and I'd be obliged.
I might actually have to write that down. That's a bit more specific. I have to go through all the dialogue. It's like, I don't think we said Mrs. Phelps. Isn't that a swimmer?
Mrs. Phelps down at the general store don't help things none. She's got them special picture books, the one with the ladies. But she won't sell me none on account of she knows my wife, Mrs. Loomis. Dad gum if that don't burn my britches. If I even ask about 'em, she tells Mrs. Loomis and I get the broom. Enough to break a man's heart. Her burning my French postcards and me unable to replace them. A man's got needs, don't you know?
Alright, I'm gonna have to write some notes. Give me a second. I could write them on the screen. I'm not going to write them on the screen. I'm just going to write them here. Right, so Loomis wants French postcards. When sheriff is on lunch, I need a screwdriver for barber pole, and I need lodged letter, possibly. I'm not really sure about that one. Right.
Anytime, kiddo.
I'm gonna come back. I'll be right back. I'm gonna. I didn't get to drink my cup of tea, so I'm gonna make. I don't understand why these games don't let you keep notes inside the game. Like a very rare few do. But you'd think. Like, I love, my favourite thing about the DS is they figured out, hey, you might want to write on the map of things. And I don't get why that's just not a universal thing in all games of this time. Just let me write notes in the game.